Hi, I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare and welcome back to In the Mix. Well, today's topic is pores. Yes, you heard me. Little pores, large pores, unsightly pores, pores. None of us like to see them. We're always talking about minimizing them. And I will say, I know I get a lot of questions, but some of my closest friends are like, I can see my pores. I'm like, well, how close are you to the mirror? Because most of the time we see our pores a lot closer than anyone else does. So we tend to think they're more amplified. So I totally get it. I even have my own issues around my own pore sizes. But here's some facts about large pores. Depending on your skin type, so oily, normal, or dry, will determine pretty much what your natural state of your pores will look like. If you secrete more oil in your skin, so just more oily, naturally the pores will expand a little bit and have a larger appearance. If you have less oil in your skin, it's going to do completely the opposite. I've mentioned things like this before. It's almost like taking a camera lens, almost like the camera we're looking at right now. It's like as if it turns and opens. So it's very similar. So your pores, they move. They look like they're expanding and they are shrinking just because it's about the oil content, but it could be also that you don't have a lot of water in your skin. It could be that you have some congestion due to some buildup in the skin. It could just be through the natural aging process of your skin as well. So trust me when I say this, everybody is going to want to manage their pores at some place and some point in time in their lifetime. So I'm going to try to hit them all down the lineup to give you a little bit of a better understanding of why our pores change and some great tips that you can use at home in one of our favorite collections to help really work with minimizing pores altogether. So first, let's just start, as I mentioned, talking about being more oily or lipid, if we want to go to a higher tech term. If you're more oily, you're going to have larger pores. If you're less oily, you're not going to really see your pores very much. So consider that a dry skin. Now, when you have a drier skin and you see your large pores, it's probably because you have a little bit of buildup around that area. So what happens is that if there's a lot of dead layers of skin sitting on the top of your skin, it's going to kind of cover up the pore area or cause a little bit of inflammation, not inflammation, but it'll stretch them out a little bit. So it's kind of giving it, basically it's covering up the access to get the moisture into the skin, which would then soften up what that pore would look like. So number one, just exfoliate. It makes it super easy. Some of the best ways to do that is you can either, we'll just throw it in there. So remember the collection I was telling you about pores, it's our mangosteen collection. It's fantastic for a pore minimizing effect to the skin. So you could just take the mangosteen daily resurfacing cleanser, which also is a 2-in-1. So you're getting that added benefit already, but you want to take it to the next level. You want to have some type of physical, a little bit more of a grainier effect so that basically you're working with little circles and you're able to clear and open up that pore area, allowing it to be free so that whatever you're putting on next will then help treat to minimize the pore size. So in this example, so we got this guy, but you can put the strawberry rhubarb dermafoliant, a couple of shakes into the palm of your hand with the cleanser, add a little bit of water, you're good to go. Remember, circular motion. You no need to rub back and forth, just do small circles and that'll basically like lift and suspend and help really clear up that area, really affecting the size of the pore. My advice, if your skin is on the drier side to normal, maybe on the combination, strawberry dermafoliant is amazing. Even if you're oily, it's totally fine. But I will say, if you want to have that same effect and you're definitely more oily or just even have a little bit more congestion in the skin, go for the Stonecrop Oxygenating Visifoliant. The reason why is the powder in here has the ability to, well, it's basically a little more drying. So if you're oilier, it's going to be more mattifying for you. So that was why I tend to reach for the Visifoliant if I'm a little bit more oily to combination skin types. And if I'm more normal to dry, I'll grab the Strawberry Rhubarb Dermafoliant. You can use them all anytime you like, that's totally fine, but it's a better way to identify which one you may want to choose for your home care routine. So exfoliation is one. If you don't want to have a gritty or a texturized exfoliation experience, then just go for it. We have the Vitaskin exfoliating peels. Those are great. They're the ones that you just press with a cotton round, wipe, and leave. That'll be very effective for you as well. So you do have a couple of options if you want to feel the exfoliation or you don't. So, basically the Mangosteen Daily Resurfacing Cleanser doesn't have any little granules in it, so this would work on its own as well. So don't want to forget about that. Speaking on the entire Mangosteen collection for pore minimizing, all of it will be effective if you tend to be more on the congestion or the drier side. So if you're combination and large pores, same principle. We're looking at constantly balancing, because usually in a combination skin type, we might have a bit drier on the sides, which will have a smaller pore, and then a bit larger pore size because of the oiliness that happens in your T-zone. This actually in particular, I do like and I do recommend an exfoliating cleansing treatment that does have a bit of granule, and you could work that extra mileage on that direct T-zone where the oiliness is more evident. For your leave-on treatments, obviously good tonique, so our Mangosteen Revitalizing Mist is excellent to use. Again, featuring this collection because it's excellent for minimizing pore size, so this is where you want to go. Then leave-on treatments, pretty much, if you're combination skin type, you're going to be very happy with the Mangosteen Daily Resurfacing Concentrate. This will add that little added treatment even if you're using another moisturizer over the top, or if you want to wear your sunscreen during the day. You will see a luminous finish, and the skin will be very, very supple and very hydrated, but also with a pore minimized effect to the skin. So really great piece. I know a lot of people who are just using this as their daily moisturizer with maybe the Sun Defense mineral powders over the top or an SPF. So great, great piece here, especially if you're more combination. And then when I'm talking about, let's see, we're going to do oilier skin types, which are really, that's where you see it. It doesn't matter which way you turn and you look, the pores are going to be a little bit larger and they're going to cover the whole area of the face. You need to really look at now balancing out everything. So we're also looking at oil management as well as pore minimizing. As for a moisturizer or a leave-on, yes, the concentrate will be fine. That was the Mangosteen, the Daily Resurfacing Concentrate would be totally fine. But my recommendation is just to go to a really beautiful, lightweight daytime moisturizer, which you could use at night. And we're going to lean again on our Mangosteen Gel Moisturizer. Very nice in consistency, super light. You can even add a little bit of water with this if you want to make it even lighter. So easy to apply, small amount is only needed, and just blend it in and really bring it down all the way down the jawline and down into the neck is also really important. I'm often asked too, what about masking? Can I do a mask a couple times a week? What are some good rules? What are ways to go with it? And really, I love to reach for a gel mask. I think our gel masks do a great job when you want to minimize the size of your pores. Again, looking at balancing the tissue, making sure there's no excess dead layers of skin on the top. So you can do that with an exfoliating cleanser or with a professional treatment. I'm just grabbed here their Stone Crop mask. It's a big fan favorite. Everybody loves it. Scent profile is great. Men and women and everybody loves to use it. Now with gel, why I brought this up is that gels tend to dry, which is super affected. If you're oily in particular, if you're using a gel-based mask and you apply a thin layer, so remember, I'll just give you a quick demo here, is not to overuse masks. I think most of us think that when I mask, I'm gonna have to like cover my whole face and put cucumbers on my eyeballs and like, or not my eyeballs, probably a little bit stingy, but on my eyes, and like lay down for 20 minutes and not be able to do anything. So you almost feel like I don't have the time to do a mask. Trust me, you have time to mask. I mask when I brush my teeth in the morning because with Eminence's masks are quite concentrated. You don't need a lot, a very thin application is needed, and you can get a lot done in a very, very short period of time. So multitask, right? That's a lot what we're doing today. So can you see how much I'm using here? It's not a lot at all. So with all of our masks, you do want to add a little bit of water. So I have a little sneaky bit of water here, and I'm just literally taking a little bit of drops, and that's just going to help move the mask. So even I'm barely just touching the top of my hand, but I still have plenty of mask on my whole fingers, and you very, very thin. So just for the sake of showing you how thin this would ultimately lay on the face, I tease it as pantyhose thin. So I don't know if anybody of you use the term pantyhose, but just think of a stocking or something that's very translucent. So you should always see your skin underneath, okay? Nothing has to be opaque because only what touches the skin is actually working. So speaking of working, once that gel mask is on, you want to let it dry. let it set completely. So it's gonna almost look like a little bit of like an egg white. What's happening is gonna help minimize the amount of oil in the skin, so it gives you a really nice matte finish. But again, it's gonna help, remember that, that lens I was talking to you about with the camera? It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna kind of like tighten it up. And you will feel nice, taut, and firm. So that's not such a bad thing either. If you're dry, pardon me, your combination, just keep it wet. If you keep it wet, you're still gonna get the benefits. That's why I'm choosing a gel mask over a cream mask. You're still gonna get a pore tightening effect, but your skin won't be so matte afterwards. So you really can use a gel mask, whether you're oily or whether you're dry. It's just how you're using it in the application. So hopefully those are some really great tips. And I also wanted to share, we're having this amazing, before I leave you today, I wanted to remind you that we have a fantastic Instagram campaign going on right now. We really want to celebrate pore minimizing, if you will. And what we're asking you to do is, if you don't mind, take a few minutes and take a photo of yourself, and then hopefully, maybe you will also appear on the Eminence Instagram with your photo and your comments. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say, especially around minimizing your pores. And I think that's all I got for you today. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare for In the Mix. And as always, if you want to see more of these, don't forget to hit the notification and subscribe to our channel, and I'll catch you next time.